Well. You're listening to Gloves Off with Professor Buitrón. Alright then, I may say words on point, straightforward. No jibber jabber, everybody forward. Issues, facts and solution. Get it at Gloves Off with Professor Buitrón. Alright, what other thing is a revolution? Get it on point with Professor Buitrón. Gloves Off, no nonsense issues, politics, community. A better men for Laredo. Gloves Off, a revolutionary show with everything that you need to know. With Professor Buitrón. Watch ya!
We're back at you with Gloves Off, and we have here candidate Celestino Marina, who's running for
District 5.
District 5. How's everything going with the campaign?
So far, so good. Very excited, honest to God. Surprised, overwhelmed. I have to thank people that have been calling us, that they know where to find me, to put more ads or banners in their properties. But I told them that thank you, but we don't have that much money in order to cover all places. But I want to thank you, and what we need is for that effort and for that support to show in the polls for the vote.
You know, I've been seeing, of course, how everybody started going through, and I've been seeing more and more of your signs throughout. That means that people are basically coming towards you and saying, you know what, we need a change. I'm going to ask you about change, because during this pandemic, we all changed a little bit.
I agree.
And was that the reason why you started? And you said, you know what, I have to go out and help out my citizens, my community?
You can say so, but I believe there's a need for all of us, for small businesses and large businesses, that it's not a business. It's a lot more than that. It's your goals, your dreams, everything involved in order to succeed. And at the same time, to be able to provide jobs. I've been blessed to have some of my associates for over 20 years. I have always promoted within, and some of my boss boys are my managers right now, so that makes it easier to run a business. At the same time, you get more professional in doing so, and that's what the pandemic has shown us. We have to adapt and readapt, and that's what we did, and I guess you and every business have done so. Some businesses so sadly took it to the point to just close their doors, because some of your dreams were killed by lack of support or by not economically make it. So yes, it is one of the things that I want. I have been very blessed by the support of my community, not only from my district but from other districts, and we are what we are thanks to the teamwork that we have created. We all have to do our little part in this world, and my time came, I guess, to do more for my city, which I love. Remember, some of us pick Laredo to be our city, to have our kids and bring them up. So this is my city by choice, not by luck. I wish it would be by luck, but I don't know, I made by choice. I had the right to make it mine.
You like that bumper sticker, and we should make one in Laredo, you know. I was not born in Texas, but I got here as fast as I could.
I love that. Yes, honest to God. And that's where we're a very blessed state. And I think everything has been discovered. That doesn't mean that we can improve certain things. I guess that right now competition makes you better. And I guess also all the cities have to compete against each other or support each other, like the businesses. That brings to my mind, like right now, a little, everybody know, I've been, due to my walks, this is something that I've been carrying with me for a long time since I opened the business. There has never been a restaurant and hotel association. And Instead of criticizing people, we are committed to work. We have several meetings. If you want, you can join us one of these meetings in order to form the first association of hotels and restaurants, where very well-known people are very interested. This is about the business. This is not a commercial. We're not going to add anybody, but you'll be surprised. That's why I invite you to go. Everybody sees the need. We need to pull together because we agree that we have the same issues. I mean, not because you sell tacos, another one sell burgers, another one sell Mexican food, doesn't mean that you have the same issues and the lack of protection from the city. So we have to become a association, a group of people that are looking for the same. And as you well know, people say that it's a good business, but if you consider that all the restaurants, good or bad, you have the 10 to 20% profit gain, because if you do some mistakes, I mean, you end up putting money instead of making money, even though you have the people, because our cost of doing business is very high.
No, you're absolutely correct. At one particular time, Laredo was one of the leading cities in the state with restaurants.
Agree?
And it's right now it's dying down, and it's very sad that this pandemic and the way I say the city in general, the city of Laredo, the municipality, the governing body, controlled the pandemic. It shut down the doors to many, and they're still trying to. And you see a couple of city councilmen that did care, and I bring their names together because they were the first two that actually cared about small business was Councilman Vidal Rodriguez and Councilman Mercurio Martinez. Then later on, others kind of started waking up, but now you're starting to see everybody waking up, for whichever reason. But now they're trying to wake up and say, you know what, we're losing, and we are losing. It is sad when you drive down McPherson and you see so many empty spaces, and Del Mar as well, empty spaces for leasing. And I'm not talking about new construction. I'm talking about a business that was there that's no longer there. We failed the city of Laredo, the state of Texas, and the federal government failed the small businesses. And you see that continual bullying of small businesses left and right. You see the videos coming up of our police department, our inspectors, and it's not ending, okay? You hear the council, some of the council say, let's protect our small businesses, but yet they're over here bullying everybody else. So they have to get on the same page. And the only way people can protect themselves, in one sense, if they don't themselves fight, is gather with others so like-minded, get together and basically say, you know what, it's going to stop here. And it has to be done. So that's one good positive thing that occurred from the pandemic was that organizations, associations, groups have been formed.
Have been formed, correct.
And for this not to happen again. Now, on another note, I have seen a lot of great positive work with you in the campaign wise. I see a lot of people. Who is he? Let me find out more.
Thank you. Yes.
And they say this. Who do you recommend? And I say I recommend all research. The one that fits your mind is the one you should go
That's
for.
what we have to do research right now. We have all the platforms open for us to check.
And what you need to understand is people need to research each candidate and see what they have.
Okay.
And right now I see what I like. I like what I see.
Thank you.
And it looks positive in the future because right now I think Laredo's going to change. This is a time for change.
It has to change.
It has to, or else we're going to lose it.
Agreed.
And I think some of our city leaders are living in a bubble. They're not looking outside that plastic bubble into reality.
Agree.
And
I think that they live in another city,
Yeah.
not yours or mine. I mean, when you hear them, it's like they live here, no? I mean, like, why I see things and they don't see it? To me, doesn't check because the benefit's gonna be for them too. They live in our community. They don't live in, in a special ranch or in a special area like we know that some communities live in. That's pray to be for the people, and it's not.
No. You see that, and you see them talking. You're like, are we talking about Laredo? Because this is Laredo.
Agree.
And I don't know what Laredo you're talking. What vision? Listen. I do not want to live in any one of their visions of Laredo. I want to live in the vision of Laredo.
Amen.
Understand?
Correct.
I could care less about your vision. If you were elected for you to make your vision, no, you were elected to lead the vision of Laredo, the community.
Yeah, because it's a job that we're applying for. Let's face it, you apply for a job to be the mediator between the residents of a city with the government. And I think when all this stands at, the lack of trust between citizens and government, and we have to gain that trust back. How do we gain that trust back? Because being honest, bringing the community closer to the government. That's it, and trust. I mean, for example, there's, like I told you, that everything has been discovered probably under the sky. But you see that people came around and start selling coffees and just reinventing themselves. So the reinvention is not bad. Make it better. So if we have competition in other cities, in the state and in other states, what have they done correct that we can cheat, that we can copy? But we have to do it. We have to act in order to progress. It's sad to tell you that whenever I remember, probably we all not remember. We all remember when you will go to Nuevo Laredo, you will feel like you were back in time because you will see the little puestitos and the little markets and all that stuff, and arts and crafts, and we will go there because once you get across, it was a whole different world. And right now, you get back from there to here, and it's the same little town. Not improvement. And I have talked through my walks, it's like everybody's very concerned that Laredo is being held back 20, 30 years. And honest to tell you, yes. Yesterday I was walked in my district and I saw more than 2 streets that have no pavement, and they're like nearby here, just behind HEB and just behind all our properties in here. So it's sad because we're not a town anymore. We have grown. And they have to wake up, or we have to wake up. We know what we need. I mean, in here, I'm sorry to tell you, I love football, I love soccer, I love baseball. You too. I mean, you are committed to teach, and I know that. Pero there are a lot more sports. You know, Olympic games, swimming. There are good guys that do an excellent job, and they have competed already national, and they're coming 1 and 2, and that's without the commitment of the schools to make champions. Just imagine if we commit to them, we'll be in the spotlight.
I'm in full agreement with you. I'm in full agreement with you. You know, I was talking to my kids the other day, and my kids are in their teens. And I said,
That's you.
And I said, you know, we're driving, and I said, I remember when these streets didn't have, I don't know, you can't be that old. Listen, when I left Laredo in 86, when I graduated, I left in 86. I was 16 years old. I graduated at 16, and I was already off. But I turned 17 when I was in school out of town. And half of Laredo didn't have streets. I mean, paved streets. They had streets. They had caliche roads.
Agree.
Okay, dirt roads.
I agree.
And it only went so far. And then all of a sudden, when I came back one time, I saw all this change. And when we finally moved back in 2000, we moved back. I saw neighborhoods upon neighborhoods that you couldn't. One time I got lost in South Laredo. I didn't even know where I was at.
Good.
And I was like, wait, you know, I stopped. Finally, I saw Zapata Highway. I came in there and I said, oh my God, you know, what was I? You know, but what is it? Where is this? I mean, I got lost. Literally, I was lost. And so it's nice to see that Laredo has leaped and bounced. But Laredo, for a long time, was held back. Whether for whatever reasons, special interest groups or whatnot, we can point the finger in 50 different ways. The thing is, from now to get people in there that are going to get us out of that hole that was dug and continue moving forward and set the pattern to move out. Because right now, they're digging the tomb.
And I agree.
The casket is about to be brought in, and the hole is, they just finished the hole. So we have to fill that hole up. Either we fill it up back with dirt.
No,
or with
ideas, with
Absolutely.
the good people of Laredo. But on my Facebook, on a personal, I said, like, you know, like people, I don't know, there are some wonderful people that do tremendous job like you with your academy, and other people that do teach belly dancing. You have incredible institutions. And my comparison, we were talking precisely in the restaurant meeting that we had, and we were talking because I invited some of the custom house brokers, that they are so eager to belong that they want to buy some food trucks and join us. And I said, perfect, you can join in one way or the other one. It's not only open for restaurants, but we need people with the knowledge and the willingness to change Laredo. And four eyes see more than two, and two brains think more than two. And that's what it's all about. So whenever I brought them and I said, you remember when it took us not too long ago to dispatch a truck, it would took us 2 weeks. Now you can dispatch a truck in 2 hours. That's how technology has helped the custom house brokers or the import-export business to expedite service. Okay, that's what we have to do with all the services. You want to open in here, just ask 3 months for this, 4 months for this, 6 months for this, and they say, well, somebody in the meeting mentioned one thing that I don't agree. Say, well, but people know that takes more than 4 months. So you are punishing the landlord? Who are we trying to punish? The landlord or the person who's going to start a business? But somebody's getting hurt, and I don't think we have the right to help back people that want to be entrepreneurs and they want to do something and still betting on Laredo. I think we have to care to them. Look at McAllen. McAllen has tremendous opportunity and support from the city, because what they want to do is to create jobs so we can pull those people from the streets or from welfare. And that's bottom line. That's not too difficult to think.
You mentioned some good things in there that it takes time. I think the city of Laredo, and I say again, they're disconnected within there. They live in a bubble, and they're disconnected from all the different departments. The problem with Laredo is the departments. We can change every city council position there tomorrow. And if they're told everything is spit shine and they're fine and dandy, and they really don't understand the departments, it's still going to be the same mess that we have now.
I agree.
We have to do a root plow like we do at the ranch. You take the tractor and root plow a couple of acres for new growth to start growing in.
Yes.
And we basically have to go through all the department heads that are in there and say, you've been here 20, 25 years, 20 years doing the same thing. You know what? Early retirement. I'm sick and tired of having the same people over and over. And they play musical chairs and move the director from here, and all of a sudden he says, this is the director over here, and this one's over here. It's the same idea. It's the same pool.
Yeah, correct.
It's the same stagnant pool that you just did this. Oh, it cleared up a little bit, but in 2 minutes, whoop, it's the same thing again. Because it's the same. And until we change that, we're not going to change Laredo. We can change city council members. We can change mayors. We can change the city manager. But if we do not change the departments, we're going to be the same stagnant cesspool.
That I agree, but I think also you have to add a little bit, this one my beliefs, guidance, leadership. So if you earn the vote of your people, you were there in order to change things to make it better. And if you are there and get nominated by all the head departments that you say in all the departments, then you are failing. Because you are the new captain of a ship, and everybody has to follow instructions to better the community, and that's what those positions are for. At least very ignorant myself, but that's what really is. And I know, so surprises me right now that is transparency and some of the consumer vote against. Why? That's just a way to once again to hit your community. Once ahead to openly say, like, we don't want to do that. Why? If you don't we have to communicate better, to gain that trust back, so people are investing in here. And we all have relatives and friends. Like I told you the other day, ask your own kids. They have to ask their own kids if they like Laredo and why they don't see. Because I can assure you 100% that they think that you and I, because they live in the same city, or they don't get gas, or they don't go to restaurants, or they don't go to the supermarket, or they don't travel on the streets or on the highways. All these people that suddenly we have to plan something with all these people that are on the streets. We have to worry also about them as much as we have to worry about the people with special needs, the youngs and the olds. But I think we have to start bringing more the young people that have been educated better than you and I and have another points of view. And we have to bring them together to help us out, give us the city that they want for us and for them.
You're right about that. But again, it's bringing in the new.
Correct, yes.
And you have to remove, unfortunately, some of the old. Either rebuild it or refurbish it, or we do that. We can get an old
No,
house,
I
and
agree
we have
with
to
you.
change. We have to change the foundations with new pillars and piping and electrical work. It happens. It's called renovation. It's not that, but what I see here is, I see a disconnect. I see a disconnect from them, from the elected public officials to the community. There's a huge disconnect, and it has gotten worse. One thing I said when the pandemic started in one of my shows back then, and a group of small business owners that came down with, asking for counsel and everything else, and what can we do, and getting together, because the small businesses were left behind. They're still left behind.
We are behind.
It's left behind, and those that are going to make it are those, like you say, that can adapt and did not ask for any handouts from the beginning and did it on their own. Those are the ones that are going to make it. The other ones that are out there with a handout, give me, they're going to fall. Okay? Right now, I'm not expecting anything from the city. I just want the city to treat small businesses correctly and precisely and quit bullying them, period. But here's the point that I wanted to make. There were three things that we needed to overcome. One, the coronavirus itself, which I think we're overcoming it worldwide. The death rates are lower, this and that. Right now, I really honestly think that it's going to be over after November 4th.
Well, I have the same thoughts.
I actually think that, it's just going to vanish. The bad soup flu is going to go away. And so when that's number one, the virus.
Correct.
Second, restarting our economy, which many are trying to restart. It's hard. It's like an old machine. They're trying to restart it, and it's very, very hard. And third, the abuse of power by the municipalities and those leaders. Once they got the taste of power, they're not going to want to release it back to we the people. That's going to be the hardest thing than anything else.
Because we have to be realistic, and the first two, we can readapt as we all have done it, and it's hard. And believe me, but we also need help, because that help needs to come in some type of dollars in order to support. I have two examples. I have another business in McAllen, and I had to close it because the help that was given, because we sent everybody to unemployment because we knew we were going to close a couple of months. By the time that we were ready to open, it was in July, nobody wanted to work. So I have both. I have sensed the feeling on the business and where we standing at. And what we need to do is bring the economy, like you said, with the government and the people willing to put their money where their mouth is. And that's very important. And there's a lot of people that are willing to invest in the city, but they don't have the trust from the city. So it is sad. In my runs, I've been connecting people that somehow, and thanks to listening to them, which is number one, you have to listen to your residents, thought the wrong idea about the other person. And I said, no, I can't bet you he's not like that, because I already talked to him. And I consider myself a pretty good judge of character. And so I don't know what's going to happen, and the outcome of those connections that I have done with people, we're going to see good results, I bet you. But the third one, God, how it's sad. Power is used to help. I don't know, we have a saying, or I am a firm believer, if you're going to get involved to help. If you're going to get involved to destroy or to pinpoint defects, don't even get involved. Just make your turn and go. And the power with money is used for that, to help people. That's it.
You're correct. My uncle used to tell me this, and he used to say this: "Vives para servir, si no sirves para vivir."
You see, deep,
and that's resonated. But we're running out of time, and it's always a pleasure talking with you.
The same here. We can be hours here.
But the only way we're going to fix our own niche and go forward is for us to stand up and do something about it. If people out there want to help you in your campaign, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, you know that the restaurant that I work at, I have to say it right now, I work in Foot Rockers. One of my platforms is going to be that I'm going to be accessible all the time. You don't have to drive downtown in order to see me. I just beg you to bring it in a piece of paper. typewriter or handwriter, that doesn't matter, so we can start filing all those things and all those needs. And you can look for me on there. You can go to Celestino Marina on Facebook for District 5. And the phone number that we have is 956-512. 652 1222.
Okay.
And also one thing that I want to do, like you mentioned at the beginning, check us, check every candidate, check whatever, who's behind it, because there's a lot of, right now I'm learning, there's a lot of things. I mean, like you mentioned, they've been taking my signs down, and technology has helped. I have the videos, but I don't wanna dirt my campaign because I'm not that type of person. I thought that integrity and honesty should be the values of everybody. But people say, that's cool. You go, what do you mean it's cool? I don't like that. I'm not used to those things.
You know, integrity, this was told to me by an old general in San Antonio, integrity is what you do when you're alone.
That I agree. I don't know, you don't agree? You know, the occasion makes the thief.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's watching you, everybody's a thief. You know, like, because nobody's watching you. Thank heaven now for technology. You know, but that's a way to say it. I mean, I tell my associates, you know, like, why would you serve it if you wouldn't need it? Number one. And why do you treat people rudely if you don't want to be treated like that?
Absolutely.
And on top of that, what should I have to tell you? Whenever you walk up, what do you do? The first thing, brush my teeth. Well, whenever you come in here, the first thing you have to do is wear your uniform. As simple as that. So it's easier to, I think right now it's a lot easier to make the mistakes.
Well, it's a pleasure. And folks, remember this. Research each candidate. Call them up, find out who and what's behind their candidacy. If they have a business, see how it's run. You know, see, are they really doing good or bad, or how they're running their businesses. Find out. Go there, sit down for a little bit, talk to each and every person. On the next note, do not vote by mail. Put your mask on. Go to the line. Vote in person. The Webb County Elections Office is doing an excellent job. Mr. Tejas, you're doing a wonderful job, especially with curbside voting. Folks, we have it 3 weeks of early voting. You guys can go out there and vote, all right?
One more thing about the vote. If I come with your support and work, believe me, I will never let you down. You're gonna see me there working for you, but please, remember there's gonna be a run for 4 years that I expect you also to be by my side and keep us in the right track. Keep us in the right track. That's what we need. We need you to be with me in order to succeed in all the changes that we want for our beautiful Laredo, honest to God.
Absolutely. Again, till next time. Peace.
Thank you.
The following political paid advertisements do not reflect the political opinions of the program or its associates. Any political campaign or candidate who wishes to purchase advertising can do so. Advertising is open to all on behalf of Gloves Off.
Hello, how are you? My name is Celestino Marina. I'm running for City Council, District 5, and I would like your support. Together, we will win. Thank you.
Hi Laredo, this is Carlos Perez. I'm running for Laredo College Board of Trustees Place 8. You can follow us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CG Perez for LC. I look forward to gaining your support this campaign season and earning your vote November 30. Thank you.
Laredo College needs a leader, an educator with a vision to move forward for a positive change. This is why, as your candidate, I want accessible education, and most importantly, I want to listen to your concerns as a stakeholder, students, faculty, staff, and taxpayers. It's time for education over politics.
Vote Justin Huntsnusher Casiano for Laredo College Board, place 7.
Hi, I'm Amber Avis Hinojosa, ready to change the direction of District 8. As a resident and business owner in the heart of the community, I know the pressing issues at hand. It's time to realize the potential in this district. Join me in the fight to bring change. Vote Amber Avis Hinojosa for City Council District 8. The future of our district is in our hands.